How you guys doing? This is Derek with another podcast of The Topic. I'm going to talk about something that is plaguing children. At least when I grew up, this was a plague to us and we didn't even know it. This was an idea of cool. C-O-O-L. So for children, when we're in middle school and high school, you can see this in our movies and TV. You can see it in all the high school dramas. Being cool was like heaven. It's where everybody wanted to be. We wanted to be the popular kid, because if we're the popular kid, we can get all the good stuff. We can get all the girls, we can get all the love, the admiration. It was like heaven being cool. And I think I went through phases where I was like cool for a while and then I was not cool, and I tried to obtain it just like everybody. And it basically creates a discrimination. It creates conditions for loving people. And our society also, of course, teaches us about beauty and about stereotypes, the jock, the nerd. And so the deadly thing is not only when you fit into a stereotype that is not the cool mold. The deadly thing is not only how you start to loathe yourself or start to think or judge yourself based on the stereotype, based on whether or not it fits the mold. And some of us may still be doing that even as we're older, even as we are like adults. Maybe we have a job that is not considered cool. Maybe deep down subconsciously we think that the dudes that do that job are a lot cooler than me who does this job or whatever. I would say deep down, as long as you're pursuing what you want and as long as you're following your heart, you're going to be cool. You're going to be attractive. I met this guy. He was, when I was in my university, he was my weather teacher, and he was so passionate about weather that everybody liked him. He was so cool because he was just talking about, he just embraced it as a nerdy thing, which I don't think he should call it a nerdy thing or that he's a weather nerd. You don't hear jocks saying that they're football nerds, right? But he's saying like, I wake up and the first thing I do is I check the what did he say? I check the weather humidity or something like that, and he's got like a weather humidity or like a wind checker like in every room of his house. He's always talking about the weather and stuff. I think it's so funny, and all the students liked him because he was so passionate about this. And he, even though he embraced himself as like a weather nerd, I really think we should do away with this word because it creates this paradox. It creates this idea that there are good or cool activities, hobbies, or careers, and then there are not cool careers. All that matters is following your heart. So back to what I was saying. Not only is it dangerous for how we perceive ourselves, it's dangerous for how we perceive our parents. And if we, growing up, if we were struggling like a lot of us were with how cool we were or trying to be in the cool group or anything like that, if we cared about that at all, and if our parents exhibited qualities that were not cool, we may have still, I don't know how old you are when you're listening to this, but I think this is great for kids and adults. We may have a subconscious belief that our parents are not cool and that we have to separate ourselves from them. And this basically makes us take away the love of our parents in our heart and create a void. And it makes us seek something else to fill that void. It makes us not fill our heart or accept our parents and their love. But what I've discovered is that love, contrary to what society tells us, love is not a feeling. It is first a choice and then a feeling. It can start with a feeling and then continue to be a feeling, but it can be a conscious choice that becomes a feeling. Just like when you choose to focus on the good things about them and to see those things because you've chosen to love them. And so if you've got these ideas in your mind that you just can't break free from, that, oh, my parents do this and so I don't think they're cool, or I'm smarter than my parents so I don't think they're cool, or they can't, you're basically putting conditions on the love for them, and you're thinking like, oh, well, I can do this and that, but my parents can't do any of that, so that means I'm better than them. So if you have any of these ideas, you can choose to love them anyway. I mean, you can go into your past, you can dig deep down, you can figure out where this idea came from, that love is based on what people can do, love is based on how they're perceived, how social they are, how confident they are, how insecurities, like how little insecurities they have, or what they've done in life, or how much they are passionate. You can figure out each and everything and see how it's basically everybody, even the coolest guy we see is human and has their own problems, their own insecurities and fears. A man's number one fear is to be found out, is to be discovered that he's not really masculine, or that he's not really confident, or that he's not really a man. This is like basically a man's number one fear. So any man or any woman has insecurities, and we're all we have this in common. So if we can just focus on our commonalities, and if you focus on whether it be someone that you don't think is cool, or whether it be your parents, which I think we should start there, to focus on the choice to love them. And when you do that, you can accept and actually open up your heart to accept their love. Same with your friends. Do the same thing with your friends. Fill your heart with their love. And you will find that there is an infinite amount of love in the world. There's no short supply. You don't need to save a space in your heart for someone that you haven't met or someone else in the future, because there's an infinite amount of space to fill. That basically means that there is no space in the heart. Everybody has someone, or everybody has something that they can fill their heart with. And to get spiritual about it, you could say that your creator is the one that can fill your heart completely. And I encourage you to just fill your heart completely. Don't leave any space waiting for someone else. If you got 3 people in your heart, 4 people in your heart, just imagine that your heart is full with those 4 people. And when someone else comes in, your heart is full with 5 people. It's always full. That's the thing. So I hope this podcast was of value to you. Please share it and like it, and hope you have a fulfilled day.